days without water to survive. Clearly, they have never met a swimmer. Albert Einstein was quoted by saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, I guess you can call us crazy. Every morning, we get up at 5 a.m. to jump in a cold pool and then look at a black line for miles. And with this repetition comes progress. We push ourselves every day trying to get better. We reek of chlorine, our hair is fried, and we couldn't be happier about that. There is no fame in swimming. In the grand scheme of things, your greatest accomplishments in the sport go unnoticed even by your closest friends. There is no money or professional league in swimming. Just you and the pool. That being said, swimmers are not driven by external motivation. In fact, you cannot swim unless you are fueled by the strongest internal motivation. When that alarm goes off in the morning, you pull yourself out of bed because you know that your work today will pay off in the future. You know that all the sweat and tears were worth it. They don't make movies about swimming. You don't read about swimming in the newspapers. And unless it's an Olympic year, some don't even consider swimming a sport. Clearly, they have never witnessed it before. Why do we do this? Why do we put ourselves through agonizing practices day in and day out just for one big meet a year? We do this for ourselves. We do this because this is who we are. Swimming is not just a sport for us, it is a way of life. If there is a crossroads, we always take the path of most resistance. We look for hard work, not run away from it. We are a unique breed of human. Those who consider swimming an individual sport has never done it before. When you race, you know you're doing it for more than yourself. You're doing it for your whole team. With each stroke, you carry the weight of 30 other people as you strive to be the first to the wall. And that weight is a burden you couldn't imagine your life without. After we have swum thousands of laps for hundreds of hours of our year, we race for only a few minutes. We hear the buzzer go off, and we pour our heart and soul into that race knowing that every morning practice, every grueling weight session, every social event we've sacrificed was worth it. As we push our bodies to the point of complete exhaustion, we race to the wall. You're not just racing the person next to you, you're racing the clock, which represents more than just time. It represents generations of swimmers who've already done what you are doing now, and it represents the next wave of racers that will come after you. You see the wall approaching, you hold your breath. You give every ounce of energy you have left in your body. You give one last lunge and look back at the clock. And then it's over.
Where is your finish line? What is your maximum effort? Think about that question. What is your indication that you've hit your peak? It's an interesting question because when you look closely, you'll find that there truly is no answer. Right? People point to fatigue, being tired, maybe they're happy with the result, but it still leaves the question unanswered. What is your limit? There's no automatic mechanism that shuts us down when we've given everything we have, when we've done all we can do. It's not like a glass of water that reaches the top and overflows. For human potential, think bigger. Think of an ocean. How many buckets of water could you pour into an ocean before it couldn't physically hold any more liquid? What is the number? No one knows exactly. You can stop at 1,000 buckets, at 1,000,000, at 1,000,000,000,000, but at some point, you'll have poured the last bucket and stopped. And the question remains, at that moment, could you have added one more? That is human potential. It's mind-blowing. Every time you've thought you've given your all, you were lying to yourself. And not in the sense that you weren't trying hard or what you did wasn't important, but in the sense that you artificially created your own finish line. You determined your stopping point. Not the laws of nature, not some unearthly being. You dictated your limit. I had an old coach who used to reference Roger Bannister. He was the first person to break the 4-minute mile, a feat that at the time was simply unheard of. So what happens? He accomplishes this goal, and suddenly people start doing it all over the world. Rapid fire. In a very short amount of time. Why? Because it became real. People had living proof that it was possible. 4 minutes, what is that? It's an artificial stopping point, a self-created limit. It does not exist. Just like the reason you think you can't write the next best-selling book, or the reason you go to a job you hate every day, because you've settled. You've limited your potential without even realizing it. Why would you cut yourself off there? There's so much more to obtain, so much more to achieve, so much waiting. Man, life is just too short to not make the most out of it, to get in the way of your own greatness. Why would you decide to wake up every day and not feel like it was the best gift possible, not take advantage? Why would you limit that for yourself? There will be times when you struggle, there will be tough days, there will be times of self-doubt. But let it all fall to the wayside. See past it. Your destiny lies far beyond any self-made wall. Take that with you.
When you say you're a swimmer, what you're saying is you're trapped. Your head is in chains, your back in pain, you're colorblind. Your arms overreach, your scent is bleach, it's cold. In the middle of summer, you're stranded in winter with a splinter in your ear. You're a zombie. Skin dried, hair fried, always hungry. Then you're back to the grind, black line in your mind, fighting an army, fighting yourself, flipping and flapping and breaking and going in circles that never end. You're alone. But out there, out of air, you're breathing. And when you go with it and flow with it and listen to the rhythm and find your faith, you're not confined, you're free. You're a wizard with toes on skipping stones, your soul in lofty zones, because you dance upstream and you dream the supreme. You're fire. You're effortless. Working out and working in. Because man was made to fear the deep, but you're here to find it.
Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already.
Do you know how powerful you are? Today is not my day. Today is your day. Today is about the power of you. Do you know how powerful you are? And one day, you'll be sitting in the dark, and you're going to be asking yourself, what am I going to do now? You're going to ask yourself again and slow it down. What am I going to do now? But in that moment, I want you to remember the power of you. You see, when you're in that darkness, you want to sit there and wait for the light to come. When you're in that darkness, it feels uncomfortable, but you can't wait and sit in that darkness. The only way out is to step forward, to face your fears, to become your own light.
You can make the commitment to your life that you don't like the results that you have and that you're going to do something about it. See, that power is available to all of us. People who look at life and decide, I want something different for myself. You can only have two things in life, reasons or results. The only thing that counts are results. And results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. When you keep your commitments, you're able to produce some different kinds of results in your life. See, most people, you ask them, hey, look here, I'd like for you to do this. And they'll say, I'll try. I'll try means that is my escape clause. When I don't come through, it's really a polite no. I don't have the courage to tell you no, so I'll tell you I'll try. They don't want to commit themselves because commitment means, among many things, no excuse is acceptable. That's what it means, no excuse. That if you decided that you're going to do this, if it becomes hard, then do it hard. See, whatever you're doing, however you spend your time, that tells you who you are. So think about what it is you like to create in your life experience. Once I look at how you commit your time, once I do an evaluation on how you spend your time, I can tell you exactly what you're committed to.
The only way forward is to decide that you want that dream so bad that you are going to work harder, you're going to get up earlier, you're going to stay later, you're going to push past the people who doubted you and laughed at you and hated on you. I want you to be fearless. I want you to be decisive. I want you to make a decision right now that when you fail and you fall to your knees, I want you to remember the power of you, and I want you to get back up on your feet. Make a decision today that when you're in the darkness, you'll remember the power of you. You are your own light. You will.
Mine's just a reflex organ. Reacts to everything. Fills your head with millions of random thoughts a day. None of those thoughts reveal any more about you than a freckle does at the end of your nose. Take out the trash. The trash is anything that is keeping you from the only thing that matters. That's the first part of your training. Learning to throw out everything you don't need in here.
How?
This moment. Here. Now. And when you truly are in the here and now, you'll be amazed at what you can do and how well you can do it. When you feel fear, use the sword. Take it up here and cut the mind to ribbons. Slash through all those regrets and fears. Anything else that lives in the past or the future. Life is choice. You can choose to be a victim or anything else you'd like to be.
Just ignore what happened to me?
A warrior acts, only a fool reacts. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. A warrior is not about perfection, or victory, or invulnerability. He's about absolute vulnerability. That's the only true courage.
But what if I can't do it?
That's the future. Throw it out.
Well, how would we start?
There is no starting or stopping. Only doing. Where are you?
Here.
What time is it?
Now.
What are you?
This moment.